Hey guys, what's going on? So today I have my list of my top 5 favorite black metal vocalists that I said I would have. So, yeah, so it's kind of a difficult list to make since there's a lot of black metal vocalists that I like. But I think I got it down to what I generally consider my favorite black metal vocalists as of right now. So yeah, and also in the background, we're playing Mayhem's Mysterious Substance, of course, classic black metal album. And one of my favorites, so yeah. Anyways, number 5 is pretty underrated vocalist in my opinion, and I think he only has done work on like one album as far as the vocals go. But that's Letterman from Bethlehem. His vocals on this album are extremely influential and very unique, especially influential for the depressive black metal subgenre, because he did those really crazy howls and blood-curdling screams, very inspired by Burton. They kind of take you to another level of extremity. And they just create this like such an extremely weird and disturbing atmosphere for this album. Dictate Steam the Care. This is the only album that he's ever done vocals on for Bethlehem, and it's a great album. And when I first listened to this album, I pictured some sort of fucking creature when I heard his vocals, because like these really high-pitched screams. They're not quite for everybody, and it's understandable if you don't like them, but it's kind of an acquired taste, and this album would not be the same at all without the vocals. But I pictured some sort of fucking monster, but he just looks like your average metal dude. It's kind of funny. I don't know why I had to point that out, but I just found that very weird, because I pictured some sort of fucking creature. I mean, obviously he's human, but his vocals don't sound like it. It's amazing. Very underrated vocalist and band. So I believe it's pronounced Letterman or whatever. But yeah, he's number 5. Definitely check out Bethlehem if you have not. Number 4 is from a band that I ashamedly do not own any albums from, and that's Her Morbid from Forgotten Tomb, legendary DSBM band, and his vocals just add a whole new level of just hopelessness and desperation to Forgotten Tomb's music, especially on the Songs to Leave album. His screams just sound so fucking pain-filled, but they aren't extremely weird or out there like bands like I already mentioned in Bethlehem or Silencer, where the vocals are just weird and fucked up sounding. His vocals are a lot more human sounding and a lot less comedic if you're not in the right mood. But he sounds just fucking awesome, especially on Entombed by Winter. He has that distorted effect on his vocals that's kind of similar to the vocals on Burzum's Philosophem. And yeah, he's just an amazing vocalist in my opinion. So number 4 is Her Morbid, or Her Morbid, however you pronounce the guy's name. Forgotten Tomb. My top 3 are honestly kind of generic, because they're pretty much some of the most popular black metal bands, but I really don't care because it's my honest opinion. Number 3 is Nocturnal Culto from Dark Throne. And you can't go fucking wrong with his vocals. He has a very typical black metal vocal style, but he does it extremely well, especially on Panzerfaust in my opinion. This album has his best vocal work. Especially on songs like Hans ist Winter and Quintessence. He has this really just angry and aggressive like growly kind of scream. It's just badass sounding, extremely heavy and very aggressive sounding, and it's just awesome. His best vocals are definitely on this album and Blazing Northern Sky. So yeah, 3 is Nocturnal Culto. Not much to say, extremely classic vocalist. And I mean, if you want to know, if you don't know what black metal vocals sound like, in my opinion, he's the guy you should listen to kind of get the gist of what black metal vocals sound like if you're new to black metal. But yeah. Number 2 is probably the most popular black metal vocalist ever and extremely iconic, and that's Dead from Mayhem. I mean, how could I not have him on this list? I mean, I think everyone when they first get into black metal is pretty much obsessed with Dead. I mean, for a while I was, and I don't know. It's just interesting the way his vocals add such a grim atmosphere to the music, especially on Live and Leipzig. Unfortunately, he never did vocals on any studio albums with Mayhem. But his work in Morbid is pretty good too. But Morbid's more death metal than black metal, in my opinion. But he just adds this very grim and wretched atmosphere to Mayhem's music on the live albums that he sung on. And his stage banner is absolutely badass. Like on Freezing Moon, though, when it's cold, when it's dark, Freezing Moon can obsess you. Or Death Crush, Only Death is Real. Or at the beginning of Pure Fucking Armageddon, how he says, like, Leipzig, come on, join us, Pure Fucking Armageddon. Just the way he does it is so badass. And it just makes the music very fun. and almost kind of anthemic in a way. It's weird, but fucking it just has this very, like I said, grim and wretched, and he's very influential for the black metal vocal style. But he has this very throaty. I'm pretty sure he wasn't even using his. It sounds like might even have been using his throat for his vocals rather than his diaphragm. But his vocals just sound amazing and very hateful sounding and awesome. Which he was dead. Number 1 is a vocalist who's very popular as a musician, but not a lot of people talk about his vocals very often for some reason. And very popular black metal band. Number 1 is Varg Vikernes from Burzum. As a person, is he questionable? Yes, but I really don't care because all I care about is the music, and his vocals are absolutely godlike. Very influential for black metal vocals in general, although they're still very unique. He does have these very high-pitched screams, but they're very controlled sounding. They aren't all over the place like a lot of vocalists who took inspiration from him are. He sounds like a fucking orc having a mental breakdown in some songs, like on Spell of Destruction and People Screams from Forests Unknown. Or I like how at the beginning, the classic at the beginning of the song War, the This Is War, wow. It's just cool. And, you know, at first when I heard Burzum, I didn't like his vocals, but I fucking love them and they just grew on me. They're very kind of emotional sounding, but very hateful and just bitter sounding. It's just really badass. His vocal work is best on the self-titled Burzum album, and probably Hibis Les et Taras, the 3rd album. And his vocals changed on Philosophem, but they're still really good on that album. But I prefer his work on the first 3 Burzum albums as far as vocals go. But yeah, so number 1 is Varg from Burzum. That's my favorite black metal vocalist. So yeah, that's it for this list though. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.